close your eyes and wake up. And what the hell does that mean? Why do we hear close your eyes so many times, so often? Various contexts, certainly in spiritual contexts. Close your eyes when you're meditating or you're, doing whatever. Close your eyes. Why? We spend our lives with our eyes open, mainly looking around, seeing everything we need to see to do stuff, seemingly. Close your eyes. I mean, what's left when you close your eyes? I mean, you can still hear. If you're like me, you can only hear in one ear because I'm deaf in one ear, but I can still hear. And hearing is also a very powerful sense. But basically, vision, our visual sense is an insanely powerful, overwhelmingly so sense. And closing yourself off to it, even momentarily, has a huge impact on where your awareness is, where it can go. Where can it go? Our eyeballs are connected straight to our brain by a massive nerve, right? There is this connection between our brain and our eyes that's like so close to immediate, a huge amount of information, constantly. The bandwidth of that connection is massive. And it's overwhelming. It really is. I think we flood our awareness or what we can keep up with visual stimulus almost constantly. These days, almost constantly. You're on your device and you could be listening to music, something else. Your eyeballs are like... It's wild. You can even be wearing glasses. You got your VR on. That's, of course, completely absurd. But most of the time, what are we doing? We're looking. It is overwhelming. It is massively too powerful for most of us to handle, to deal with. The flow of information straight to our brains through our eyeballs. It's out of hand. It's completely out of control. So, closing your eyes, man, it cuts off a huge source of information, of stimulus. Which is why it's a really powerful, immediate tool that you always have at your disposal to get to somewhere else. Namely here. You can close your eyes and you can have your buds in and rock out. That doesn't count. You can flood your senses, your emotional space, your awareness with some other stimulus, sure, via the ears, mainly. You can do it physically too, with mainly some substance. There's not a lot of people who are flooding it like with going outside in the freezing cold. That'd be cool. Most of the time, we're flooding our senses with whatever is at our disposal. To not do that is difficult because we're all so hooked on this shoot. We're hooked. It's nearly impossible to cut off all the stimulus. To just stop. I still remember a time, like years ago, you can even remember these times as special, really extraordinary. Because they don't happen very much. very often unless you're really going for it. Sitting there, sitting in a quiet place. I think there was a little remnants of a fire going. By myself in the middle of the freaking night. I wake up, would sit there, close my eyes and just sit there. I sat there for I don't know how long, half an hour. I remember it. Because what happened? I went in, very deeply in, and not out. The eyeballs, man, they are a way to go out. Be focused on the outside, the external, with such an incredible level of detail. Like you can even, like if you're like me and you need glasses or contacts, you take those off for a sec. Everything's blurry. Look around. Even there's a little bit of the magic of you can't focus on things so well. So it loses its ability to draw you in a little bit. But man, most of the time, it's high res. You know what I mean? This is insane. How fast it is, how detailed it is. It's overwhelming. It's too much. So most of the time in meditation, even like if you're a novice, close your eyes. Because if you have your eyes open, there's so many things to take your awareness away, your attention. So we close our eyes. If you're trying to feel your body, if you're trying to feel some emotion, feel your insides, close your eyes. Why? Because when they're open, you can't do it. You can't do it yet. It's freaking advanced to sit around with your eyeballs open, feeling your body. That's advanced. That's hard for a lot of people. To not be overtaken and let your mind run with the many pieces of information flying at it is really hard. I mean, same thing with audio. If you're sitting there and you're listening to some music, especially if it's a pop song or something that's like, not just some percussion or something like that, it is very hard to not get drawn in. It's like nearly impossible to not have the same vibe as the music you're listening to. It's very hard. Not impossible, but nearly. For most of us. So you can do it with any sense, but the visual is easily the most powerful one. But we can close our eyes. Yeah, you can sort of close your ears, but not really. Even if you go like this, you can still hear sort of. You could close your eyes and all you're seeing is like black and a little bit of some light whispers. Do we do that very often? Not really. What's left when you close your eyes? Let's say you're not listening to anything. What's left when you close your eyes? You can smell stuff. That's pretty gentle. You can feel stuff. If you're sitting here, you feel your seat. Feel the temperature. Oh man, those things are so gentle. They're so light. They're so small. I mean, simple. You can feel them, and they're real and they're deep. But man, compared to visuals, turn it down many notches. Your mind is not going to take these other senses and run so hard with them. It still can, especially with senses of smell, but you're not going to be smelling all these things. Like they say that your olfactory, your smell sense, is the one that's most closely linked to your memory, actually, which is really cool. But most of the time, you're not smelling some weird smell that reminds you of back in the day when you la la la. Most of the time, that's not happening. Right now, I'm not smelling anything in particular. Sitting in the kitchen, it smells very good. Like, I don't smell anything really. Aftertaste of coffee. Okay. I hear the humming of a fridge. Not much else. I see a billion things. Any one of them I could think about. I could get lost in association with that seashell out there. I remember when I dove into the ocean and got it from the bottom. Nice tree right there. I remember potting that years ago. La la la. This is why we close our eyes. Close your freaking eyes and feel whatever is in there. That's it for today. Happy Hump Day.